The Bilt Mastercard has been making a name for itself, especially in the past few months or so. It seems to have become quite a popular credit card, but has it come to the point where it is overrated? That's one of the things we will discuss today, along with who the Bilt credit card is actually for and who might not see any value from it at all. To kick off this video, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. The main benefit of the Bilt Mastercard is to earn credit card points on your rent payments. Hands down, this is the biggest selling point of the credit card. If they were to take this away, your Bilt card will instantly lose its value like it's some sort of rug pull crypto scheme. But until that happens, let me explain why having this feature on the credit card is so valuable. With the Bilt Mastercard, you are able to earn 1x points on rent payments without any fees. There's no transaction fee, no credit card fee, not even an annual fee on this credit card. What that means is you could earn up to 100,000 points on rent payments within a calendar year without paying a cent in fees. And I hope that none of you are paying over $100,000 a year on rent in the first place. This feature is significant because before the Bilt Mastercard came along, you had to pay around a 2 to 3% transaction fee on your rent if you wanted to pay with a credit card. Of course, you still have the option to pay via ACH transfer, which doesn't charge any extra fees, but you aren't earning any rewards or points. Okay, so great. Now you know that the Bilt card lets you pay your rent fee free while still earning credit card points. But there are still a few important things you should know about this card. The first thing that I want to mention is how Bilt allows you to pay your rent with the credit card. For all of you that currently rent, you're going to fall into one of two categories, either in the Bilt network or out of the Bilt network. But no matter which category you fall into, Bilt makes it easy to pay your rent. In your account, enter in your address, and Bilt will determine if it's in or out of their network. If your property is in network, your rent is just charged to your Bilt card and you pay it off every month. However, if you have a private landlord, for example, you will most likely be out of the Bilt network. In this case, Bilt will then make an ACH transfer or write a check to your landlord to pay your rent. Then they will charge that amount to your Bilt credit card. It's still as simple as that. The next thing that you should keep note of is that you must use the card at least 5 times each statement period to earn points. This is a very important thing that you have to make sure you're paying attention to every month. That means you can't just use your Bilt card once a month to pay just your rent. You will not earn any points that way. The good news is that it's not that hard to hit 5 purchases on a single credit card. Paying your rent already takes care of one of them. Then maybe you add your Netflix subscription and Spotify subscription on there, or if you want to use this card for dining, you could do that too and you'll earn 3x points on those purchases. You could also use this card on travel purchases and receive 2x points. To give a comparison, those multipliers right there are the same multipliers found on the $95 Chase Sapphire Preferred card. The only difference here is that the Bilt travel category is strictly for airlines, hotels, motels, resorts, cruise lines, and car rental agency purchases, whereas the Chase Sapphire Preferred has a much more flexible travel category. And if you are planning on using the Bilt Mastercard abroad, you can enjoy no foreign transaction fees. Once again, there they go with the no fees on this credit card. Another important feature of this card is that on the first day of every month, you will earn double the points on every reward category except for your rent. That means once a month, you will earn 6x on dining, 4x on travel, and 2x on all other purchases. So my advice is to try and take care of those 5 necessary charges on the first of every month. That way you're able to easily get rid of that requirement that you have to hit every month, and you're also going to be earning more points than usual. Now, before I bring up the bad things about the Bilt Mastercard and who this card is and isn't for, I want to talk about 2 more positives. One of those things are Bilt's travel transfer partners. Up until this point, you might have wondered, what can you do with your Bilt points? You can either redeem your points to pay rent or a down payment, for fitness classes, on shopping, to buy art, and of course to transfer them out for travel. Those transfer partners include, but are not limited to, Turkish Airlines, Emirates, United, American Airlines, and even Hyatt. This is significant because the other popular transfer partner of Hyatt is Chase. Except with Chase, you need to have at least a $95 annual fee card, which is the Chase Sapphire Preferred, to even access Hyatt as a partner. Not to mention, every other bank also requires you to pay an annual fee to access their own list of travel transfer partners. But again, Bilt gives you access to solid travel partners for free. And I know a lot of you out there are fans to transferring your points to Hyatt, especially because Hyatt tends to give a higher cent per point value on their redemptions than other hotels and airlines. So that's something to consider when you're looking at the Bilt card. At the end of the year, from rent purchases alone, I would imagine that you have at least 10 to maybe 15,000 Bilt points saved up. If you transfer those points to Hyatt, you could earn 1, maybe 2 nights a year for free. Or if you redeem them for a flight, maybe that's a one-way or round-trip economy flight across the country. As you can tell, the Bilt card is more of a travel-focused credit card because 1, you could use your card when you're traveling abroad, right, with no foreign transaction fees, and 2, because you will most likely want to use your points to redeem them for travel by transferring them to a travel transfer partner. The other positive about the Bilt Mastercard is how many other benefits that it gives you. Let's say you do use this card to book travel. Not only can you earn up to 4x points on that purchase, but you will also receive up to a $5,000 trip cancellation and interruption coverage. On top of that, you also receive trip delay reimbursement when your trip is delayed more than 6 hours. Now, the most surprising travel-related benefit is that you have primary auto rental collision damage coverage with the Bilt Mastercard. Not even the $700 annual fee Amex Platinum has primary car rental insurance. The only note here is that New York residents will only receive secondary insurance. You guys may get the Statue of Liberty, but not primary coverage with your Bilt card. This card also provides you with cell phone protection. As long as you pay your monthly cell phone bill with your Bilt Mastercard, you'll get up to $800 of protection against covered damage or even theft with a $25 deductible. With this card, you'll also receive a one-time 3-month Dash Pass membership for free. Now that we covered most of the good things about the Bilt Mastercard, we have to talk about the bad things. A small issue about this card is that there is no sign-up bonus. It's not a deal breaker since it's a no annual fee card, but at the same time, there are other no annual fee cards out there that give out welcome offers. Another small detail about the Bilt Mastercard is that it is issued by Wells Fargo. Now, I'm not saying that Wells Fargo is inherently bad, but it just happens to be the smallest issuer out of the main ones that we see in the United States. Could it be a deal breaker for some of you? Perhaps, but since this is the only card right now that rewards you on rent purchases, you might just have to deal with Wells Fargo for now. And honestly, I am a little biased because after all, my name isn't Wells Fargo, right? However, the biggest concern is what happened to Bilt cardholders earlier this year, which is a security and privacy compromise. Many cardholders started seeing unauthorized fraudulent charges showing up on their accounts. To be fair, apparently this wasn't a data breach, but instead an external attack and no personal information was leaked. Wells Fargo also worked hard to resolve all of those fraudulent charges and worked on sending out replacement cards ASAP. Okay, with all of that said and done, why should you get or avoid the Bilt Mastercard? I think if you don't pay rent, let's say you have a mortgage or you don't pay for housing at all, this card becomes less valuable to you. Although Bilt has hinted at possibly earning rewards on mortgages in the future, that's something to pay attention to. But until that time comes, non-renters will see minimal advantages to using this card. I guess if you are looking for a no annual fee card with no foreign transaction fees, decent insurances, and solid reward multipliers, then you could get this card. After all, you're getting Hyatt as a travel transfer partner for free. This card makes even more sense if you plan on using points for travel by transferring them to a travel partner. I think you could justify the time and minimal effort to use the Bilt Mastercard. On the other hand, if you are paying rent, I would think this card is almost a no-brainer. Once again, it has no annual fee, and you will earn credit card points on your rent every month. It's a win-win because now you can actually get rewarded for those tens of thousands of dollars you spend on housing every year. Without the Bilt card, it's almost like you're just throwing away money because you could be earning points on those rent payments for free. Just remember to be mindful of the minimum 5 transaction rule that you have to follow every statement cycle in order to earn points. If you want to hear me talk about the Bilt card more and see me answering some questions that you guys asked about me, check out this Q&A video here, or you can watch another one of my videos instead. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Shoots.